Hey everyone, what is going on? This is Marcus and we are here for the second episode of Yoshi's Treasure Chest. And for today's episode I would like to show you the team that Zoe used to win the Melbourne Internationals, the Oceania International Championships. Of course inspired by Shoma Honami Vieira with the Drifblim Lele core, and then she changed up some things though. Had that some interesting moves like Flamethrower and Gyarados. And yeah, she was able to crush the competition, basically win the tournament in her home country in Australia, defend the title there. And yeah, there is a very in-depth report about this team, as well as an interview with her on trainertower.com that just came out a couple of days ago. So even though the Australia Internationals is like a month was a month ago or something, I felt like yeah, showing off this team would definitely be an obligation, so to say, if I want to start showing off some teams that have reports. And so yeah, I hope that we can get some good games in, maybe showcase some of the parts of why she was able to win that tournament and what makes this team so good. I also played her in the tournament and yeah, lost, as you might guess, considering my performance and hers. So yeah, it's definitely a strong team, and let's see what we can do here. So our opponent here has a Blissey. And then they also have, what is it called? The rock fairy guy. I only know the German name, I think. Either way, Carbink, that's it. Anyway, that's probably guard split, some sort of kind. Since Carbink has like really good defenses and Blissey has really good HP, so if you use guard split on that Blissey, it can actually be super tough to take it out. And then they also have Lele Coco and Arcanine with, alongside that Persian that could be like some defensive core. And yeah, Haze, which we have on the Drifblim, can't actually help us too much against that, since yeah, guard split is not like a boost, and instead it's just like a stat. So I think regardless of what they could or could not do, I'm still just leading off with Lele Drifblim. Because there's also a chance that they don't go for the Blissey kind of thing. And then in the back, I guess we could do Garchomp. Garchomp and Tailwind looks really good. And Magnezone looks promising just because our opponent has Lele and Coco. So, I mean, we could do our own Coco, but I kind of want to use Garchomp's Z move here, I think. And then, I don't know, we'll just try and see whether we can somehow take out the Blissey, should it come to this battle. So, yeah, let's just see. So yeah, some of the mons are exactly the same as what Vieira used in the Onog Invitational. It's the same choice specs Lele. The Drifblim, though, does have Haze, which, yeah, most likely won't really help us too much in this matchup, but we'll see. So, as expected, they're leading with Persian and Carbink. Though, since we have Lele and Drifblim, Persian can't really do too much. So, I'm probably expecting something like maybe a parting shot into the Lele and then switching out into Blissey so they can go for something like Trick Room, same turn? I don't even know. I think I'm just going for a Shadow Ball and Psychic into the Carbink. I'm not super sure how much that'll do. But, I mean, like, the other option I would have is to Will-O-Wisp the Persian or something like that. But since Persian is slower than Drifblim after the Unburden boost, and it's likely just using Parting Shot. Oh, actually using Snarl. I mean, that has the same effect, lowering Tapu Lele's special attack. Yeah, I didn't really see too much of a point in going for the Will-O-Wisp there. But yeah, if we can knock this Carbink out here with Psychic, that will probably be game ending already. But I don't expect that after the Snarl, yeah. And they just go for Trick Room. Which is fine though, since now Carbink, yeah, likely in Psychic KO range. And Persian is probably going to switch into Blissey. So I'm just going ahead and I will just Will-O-Wisp into the Persian, expecting the switch into Blissey. They could also go for Parting Shot or something like that here, since I'm like specs based off the damage I did. But probably don't have Parting Shot either way, just switching into Blissey, and there is the guard split that we expected. So yeah, Carbink will easily go down here. Maybe leaving Carbink alive actually could have helped, but I didn't want them to get another chance at some sort to get up Trick Room anymore. I don't know, just getting up the Pokemon advantage can always be helpful as well. But timer likely not going to be a factor in this match. So yeah, I got the Will-O-Wisp on the Blissey. Of course, that has Soft Boil, but it's just some residual damage before it can start setting up Minimize and all that stuff. I do have Haze, but if, for example, my opponent switches into Koko here, and has like Electrium Z or something, since we're not really seeing a Z move. Actually, that could be C Parting Shot Persian to give Carbink all the HP back. So yeah, maybe just going for the knockout there was the right play. Anyway, switches in Persian after all. So yeah, like just looking at this team, like Carbink, Persian, and Blissey kind of make sense together, but then the last one is going to be something that doesn't really add too much there. Unless it's something like Psych Up Tapu Koko, because then that could take away some of the boosts that this Blissey could acquire in the process here. However, I think I just want to switch Blissey out. I'm actually tempted to go into Magnezone here. And then with the Drifblim, I will just Will-O-Wisp the Persian, I think. I don't think we're in any danger of being KO'd here, and if they set up Minimize this turn, then I can Haze after the next turn, and I don't have to like predict anything here. Since Trick Room is up, unfortunately I cannot Haze away my own -1 special attack on Lele before attacking. But yeah, there is Minimize coming out on the Blissey, so I definitely want to stop that. And it's just going to be another Snarl. So my plan at the moment is knocking out everything and then deal with the Blissey afterwards. Depending on its moveset, it might be tough. Like, we're definitely expecting Minimize and Soft Boiled. And then potentially Seismic Toss, but what the last move is can be really key, because there's a chance that this Blissey actually cannot really deal with Drifblim at all. So that would be helpful. Or, yeah, I don't have Sword Dance on this Garchomp, so I can't just like set up Sword Dances and then KO it with +4 Tectonic Rage or something. But yeah, so I think I'm just going for Thunderbolt into the Persian, and then actually switch back. No, I'll just Haze. Just in case they go for another Minimize, and I don't want them to like stack them up and then knock out Drifblim with some unexpected move. Even Taunt here coming out from the Persian could be scary. But let's see. Thunderbolt comes out first. Should be a 2-hit KO from here, and it's just going to be another Snarl. So we'll also on top of being able to get rid of the evasion boosts on the Blissey, we will also get rid of the minus special attack on Magnezone. So yeah, Haze comes out, removing all the stat changes, and now that Blissey has to think about what it wants to do, since Persian is going down this turn to a Thunderbolt. And I think I might just switch Drifblim into my Lele. It's the last turn of Trick Room, so I could also just go for Tailwind to ensure that my Magnezone outspeeds stuff. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because that way, no matter what they have in the back, I can go for the Z move potentially and a Shadow Ball to knock everything out, or like Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball to KO Lele. And yeah, Persian is going down, and we're still at 4 Pokemon. Of course, that Blissey will be tough to knock out eventually, since yeah, it's so bulked up. But instead of going for any attack or something like that, or healing or whatever, they just went for another Minimize, which I can haze away, of course. So let's see what the last Pokemon is here. Maybe Arcanine for Intimidate, and that's the plan. I think it might just be Psych Up Koko though. Let's see. Okay, it's Tapu Lele actually. So yeah, I can just double into that with Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball. That means I don't even have to waste my Z move into this, and I can go for Tectonic Rage later on, which will be, yeah, significantly stronger than Gigavolt Havoc coming out from the Magnezone. And even if Lele protects this turn, Blissey shouldn't be able to knock me out or anything, so I can just go for Shadow Ball, knock out the Lele, or well, bring it into Flash Cannon KO range. Oh, it actually has a Citrus Berry. Okay, so maybe there's a chance this Lele actually survives this, because Shadow Ball didn't do all too much. But then again, Magnezone is pretty strong, so maybe should still be a KO, right? Yeah, okay, good. So Lele goes down, and now we're up 4-1. However, yeah, that Blissey just goes for another mini-ice. I don't really know. Just trying to get up some more boosts, but yeah, if they want to play out the long battle, then well, actually I don't have time, but like whatever. I mean, we're of course going for that, so I guess I'll just Flash Cannon for special defense drops, since Blissey is already burned and has a status condition, so the side effect of Flash Cannon is more beneficial here. Okay, just forfeits the match, thank you very much. Like, yeah, that saves us a little bit of time, and we get the first win here with Zoe's team. And yeah, of course, the goal with this series is to try and like spread out some QR codes that you guys at home can use, even if you don't want to like invest the time to get all your mons in game, like to breed them, trade them, and whatever. You can just pick up any one of the QR codes I'm showcasing here in this series, and then you will be able to use them at home. And at this point, I also want to give a shout out to my good friend Lou Provost, Osiris Studios on YouTube. His link will be in the description as well, who has been doing a very similar series, also showcasing off some more crazy QR codes, though. Like, I'm going for the ones that have like reports and all that stuff, and he also has some really interesting teams. So if you're looking for some cool QR codes to battle with, then definitely check out his channel. And he is also doing a lot of content, just like regular VGC ladder play and all that stuff. And he's doing a really good job, in my opinion, putting in a lot of time and effort. So I would appreciate it if you guys could check him out and yeah, show him some love. So yeah, heading into the second battle now. Yeah, that was a little wild, since of course Blissey carving is not what you usually see. However, with Haze, that was significantly easier than I would imagine it would have been with Shomo's version without Haze. So yeah, I think Haze is a pretty like cool move if you find a place for it, since it can just swing some of the matchups heavily in your favor. For example, of course, against stuff like Eevee or just other setup things like, I don't know, we haven't seen them in a while, but like Z, Porygon Z, and of course also those mini-mice strategies, since yeah, Peloscent of course is another one. Since yeah, if you're able to just haze stuff away, Bellarium Snorlax, you name it, right? Okay, we got, damn, yeah, Wi-Fi servers. I don't know. Like lately, they haven't been treating me as well. So I got to scan the code again. If I get back into the game. Hello? What is happening? What could I tell you guys about while we're waiting for this? Yeah, the winner of the Pikachu giveaway has been determined, and congratulations to Frybread, who has won. Yeah, I hope you other guys can be happy for them, since of course, like, yeah, it's a giveaway. Only one person can win, and yeah, I will be doing a couple more of those. So keep your eyes out on my like Twitch channel and Twitter to get notified about that, and also like YouTube, of course. So let's see. Game sync was cancelled. Yeah, we don't want to do that. And then we just battle again. Visit the battle spot. No, sorry. Raiding battle. Yeah, I wish there was anything cool I could tell you about. I'm streaming later today, so maybe that's something you might be interested in. But besides, I don't know. I see you live then, I think. So anyway, let me just really quickly scan that code. And you don't have to see my messy room. Anyway, here we are back again. So let's hope that this works. Second try. Yosh Prey in the comments. Please, let's find an opponent. Please, maybe? And yeah, as I mentioned before, besides the report, there's also an interview with Zoe, who was a little bit of a dark horse, of course, going into internets. I mean, she wasn't really like known in the international community or anything like that, but like she's also a very talented artist. So probably more people knew her for that than for being like one of the best players in Australia apparently. Winning the internationals there, definitely not an easy feat. And so, yeah. Again, also check her out on Twitter and check out her drawings. Some of them are like, actually all of them. All the ones I've seen are really cool. So, next opponent from Japan, Vanillux and Sandslash combo. Going for some hail stuff here. And then he has double Intimidate with Arcanine Gyarados and Tapu Koko Hariyama to round things out. So that looks like a kind of bulky team with double Intimidate, but then also pretty fast-paced with Koko and potentially Scarf Vanillux and of course Sandslash. So Gyarados could come in handy here with Flamethrower. Would be able to knock out that Sandslash and also intimidate them. However, Koko is of course a little bit annoying for that to deal with. I don't really see a particularly good reason to not open with Tapu Lele Drifblim again. And then in the back, I could actually also see Magnezone work against this team. We have to watch out for a potential Groundium Z Sandslash though, if we bring that. But I think I'm just going with the same Pokemon here again. Since, yeah, Garchomp, even though it's of course 4 times weak to Ice, yeah, as long as we can deal with the Ice types with Magnezone, then Garchomp should have a decent time. But then I remember that it's Substitute and not Sword Dance, so we actually couldn't get rid of the Intimidate drops. So maybe Garchomp wasn't the cleverest thing to bring here. Yeah, maybe Koko just would have been better, I guess. Whatever, we'll just see. Okay, Vanillux and Sandslash are coming out for my opponent here. As we will be going for Lele Drifblim here. So, I got a couple of options here. Of course, since Lele is Specs, I can't protect from a potential Iron Head from that Sandslash. Also, our Lele set up Psychic Terrain before Vanilux's Snow Warning, indicating that we're faster here. So I could go for the Will-O-Wisp into Sandslash and burn it to make sure that Iron Head doesn't KO our Lele. However, that could lead to some scenarios where I miss Will-O-Wisp and then I just faint and lose, or where they flinch me, I guess, and that would also be bad. So I think I'm just switching into Magnezone, and I will instead go for a Shadow Ball into the Sandslash, since I think Sandslash's defense is not that great, and even though we're up against 2 ice types, I think Tapu Lele might be the bigger threat for my opponent here. So maybe they're targeting on that. But as I say that, maybe I think going for Tailwind straight away would have been like the safer play here at least. Let's see what they go for though. It's actually Aurora Veil, okay. So yeah, that'll boost defense and special defense, of course, and just Blizzard. So as long as we don't freeze here, since Drifblim should be able to take this. Whoop, hold that thought. Is that Specs Magnezone? Sorry, Specs Vanillux? Yeah, I don't think that should have KO'd here. So I'm guessing that that is Specs, and that is actually pretty bad now. Because, yeah. Because that means that I won't have Tailwind in this game, and I'm up against Vanillux and Sandslash. I think I kind of have to go into Garchomp because I can't protect Lele, and then I have to Thunderbolt into the Sandslash and protect. And I honestly don't see too much of another option than to hope that he goes for an Ice type attack into Garchomp and just another Blizzard that I could take with Magnezone. Thanks to the special defense drop, Thunderbolt also should KO this Sandslash despite the Aurora Veil being up from my opponent. But yeah, this is not going as I intended it to go. Setting up Tailwind definitely would have been the better choice turn 1. But let's see here. So Garchomp protects, and now let's hope that this is not Tectonic Rage coming out. It's actually Rock Slide, wow. So not even an Ice type attack, and I could have just gone ahead and like Tectonic Rage the Magnezone, but that Rock Slide might put me into Hail plus Blizzard KO range now. Let's see though. Sand Slash has to go down here, and it does go down. Okay, that's good. As we are seeing another Blizzard. I'm probably not going to survive this. Okay, actually I am. Good, okay. Barely though, barely. So, we should be at 9 HP now. That means that the next one KOs us. But let's see, Magnezone was actually also able to outpace that Vanillux. And their switching is Coco. Does that have the Z move? Because then Twinkle Tackle could knock out our Garchomp, right? It's probably just going to be Dazzling Gleam from the Magnezone. How many more turns of Hail do we have? 3. Okay, that's bad. So I could Tectonic Rage, knock out the Vanillux, and catch a Dazzling Gleam with Magnezone. Oh wait, Tectonic Rage might not even knock out the Vanillux because of Aurora Veil. So I gotta go for Rock Slide instead and hope that I flinch. That's not good. That's not good at all. Volt Switch though is coming out. Okay, not what I expected at all. It's probably going to be an Intimidate mon. So if I went Protect Earthquake there, but even then. Not really any way to predict the Volt Switch here, I suppose. So that's probably either Gyarados or Arcanine. And then, yeah, Arcanine. So Rock Slide is going to be super effective here, but I need to flinch the Vanillux or else I'll just lose. So let's see here. Rock Slide is coming out, doing nothing to Vanillux. And Vanillux uses Blizzard. Damn. Okay, of course, no chance for Garchomp to live that. And that also will be the end of this game. And, I guess also this episode, right? Let me check something real quick. Do I have the time for another game? Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll just play one more because, like, I can't just, like, give up like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy with how this game went. And, just setting up Tailwind really would have helped here, I think. But Aurora Veil is definitely interesting. However, I'm not really sure if I agree with the choice of, Rock Slide on that Sand Slash. I think Tectonic Rage and Earthquake, like Gronium Z and Earthquake, are really important. But even then, Sand Slash is a little bit underwhelming. But that at least gives it some ways to like deal with Arcanine, for example. But yeah, GG. We lose against this Japanese Hail team. And I'm reminded of why it's against like some low-rated players. Like sometimes it's just better to go with stuff like Tailwind immediately, since there's also the chance that they could have, even if they burned Specs Vanillux, they could have just doubled into the Drifblim turn 1. So yeah, it was a little bit getting ahead of myself there, going for that Shadow Ball. But yeah, by no means the game would have been like, it wouldn't have been just won with Tailwind turn 1, since then of course Aurora Veil goes up and I lose Drifblim anyway. And then, I mean, I have Magnezone and something in Tailwind and Aurora Veil, but that definitely would have given me better chances. So we're up against another Japanese player, and this is a pretty wild team here. Pelipper without anything that can really abuse Rain, Bewear, Oranguru, Incineroar, and then Cortana Coco. So, yeah, just Magnezone in general is pretty solid against most of those mons, and also against like Trick Room in general, basically. So I think leading with Magnezone, and then I think just Magnezone Lele is solid here. I don't think I'll bring Drifblim. It would be nice against the Cortana being able to outspeed in Will-O-Wisp or Shadow Ball, and same for like Coco outspeeding and 2-hit KOing with Shadow Ball potentially, but yeah, it doesn't really do too much against Incineroar at all. It can't hit Oranguru and Bewear, so like it will rely a lot on Will-O-Wisp, and I think Magnezone, just leading up with Magnezone, is probably a little stronger here. And then in the back, I kind of want Gyarados this time to Intimidate, and then also have Willows again. Flamethrower against Cortana and Trick Room if my opponent decides to set it up. And the last one is probably going to be Coco. So we also get to use that. Actually, Coco has Taunt. So wait a second. I'm switching things up. And we're bringing Magnezone and Coco up front, and then Lele Gyarados in the back. Since hopefully I can, like, taunt something. And worst case, I can always, like, just Volt Switch out into Lele or into Gyarados if I feel like I need to. Wait, actually, no, the Sorry, what is the Coco set again? I don't think it has Volt Switch. I think it's Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt. Okay, so no Volt Switch, whatever. Never mind me. Let's see. That also means that we're guaranteeing that Electric Terrain is set up here. So we can go for, yeah, the Gigavolt Havoc. And our opponent is leading with Bewear and Oranguru. And I'm kind of feeling like just nuking that Oranguru with Thunderbolt and Gigavolt Havoc. I don't actually know how much damage Gigavolt Havoc does to that Oranguru though. Actually, let me calc that real quick, because I want to know. Okay, that has a decent chance to KO. So instead I'm just going for Gigavolt Havoc and Dazzling Gleam here to ensure that we also get off some damage against that Bewear in case they protect, which they actually do. Okay, so yeah, I'm not too upset that I went for the Gleam here, but yeah, I think double Thunderbolt next turn should still be enough to knock out the Oranguru. We're actually... okay, wait, no. Yeah, never mind. We do have Sturdy on Magnezone, so even if the Bewear goes for some fighting type attack into it, yeah, I'm guaranteed to survive at least the first attack. And I don't think Bewear has any priority moves, though call me out on that in the comments if that's wrong. But let's see. Dazzling Gleam did a lot more damage than I thought it would. And yeah, that also did a decent chunk through the Protect. It's actually going to be Earthquake though? Are you kidding me? Wow, okay, so Earthquake is coming out instead. And that could knock out Coco. Oh wait, we have Sash as well. Right. So getting the critical hit here on Magnezone, but we have Sturdy, and then we also have the Sash on Coco. That's actually pretty interesting. Two options here to survive basically any move. So now the question is, does Dazzling Gleam plus Thunderbolt KO the Oranguru, or do I have to go for double T-Bolt? It's gonna be close, I think. Thunderbolt probably does like half or something. However, there's also the chance that this is like Citrus Berry. Nah, I'm just doubling the Oranguru, expecting the Bewear to protect here. Let's see though. Since they protected, yeah, they protected Oranguru turn 1, so it seems like the player is kind of like trying to make some reads here and there. So, yeah. He runs right into our double target, but, yeah, okay, nice. No Citrus Berry or anything like that. So, double Thunderbolt gets the KO here on Oranguru. However, both are mons at literally 1 HP, meaning that if they send out something like Coco or Scarf Cortana with Razor Leaf, they could grab 2 quick KOs and turn the Pokemon count back into their favor. So it's going to be Coco from them. And that is tough, because now that means I need to decide whether I want to, like, just go for it. But I think this was Modest. Yeah, this is Modest Coco. So if they are Timid Max Speed, they will just knock me out here and outspeed and everything. So what I'm going to do here is... do I sack Magnezone or Coco? I think I sack Magnezone. I go attack into Coco and protect here. And then I'll switch into Garchomp, Earthquake, and switch Coco into Gyarados. So that way, Earthquake will go off unless that is a Ferium Z Coco. And yeah, we do threaten to get 2 KOs with that. Ice Punch actually coming out. Okay, so that would be a way to hit Garchomp, of course. Oh wait, I don't have guard jump. Wait, I'm stupid. Okay, so change of plans. I'm going into Lele. And I will switch Coco into Gyarados and go for Psychic into Coco. Well, that's what happens sometimes. Yeah, realistically... Yeah, now I'm not sure anymore if Coco wants to go for a Gleam here. This could also just be like Protect or something from the Coco. But then again, like... Bewear is like so open to being KO'd this turn. And then if they switch out Coco here, for example, into something like Incineroar that could take Psychic, and I KO Bewear, then even then, like, Lele still is really, really strong there. Especially considering I still have one unknown mon in the back that my opponent doesn't know about. So I really hope that they don't just protect Coco and attack with Bewear here. But, yeah. Looks like their Coco is staying in, which is good, as long as it doesn't protect. Gyarados comes in for the Intimidate here. Shiny Bewear looks nice, by the way. And that just doesn't game. Okay, that's good. So that will mean we will get the KO on Coco. And since the Bewear is already in dazzling KO range, it comes down to like what they have in the back. Whether we have already like kind of sealed the game, since Coco can outspeed and KO the Bewear. Ice Punch is actually coming out. But no freeze, fortunately enough. And yeah. Bewear looks kind of cute, and though it doesn't really pack too much of a punch here after that Intimidate. And last one is Cortana. So, unless this is Scarf Cortana, even then, Flamethrower KOs. So I can just go for a Psychic into the Bewear and Flamethrower into Cortana. If it's Sash, then Coco will outspeed and KO, and if it's Scarf, Flamethrower will KO. If it KOs my Gyarados with a Crit Leaf Blade, Lele will KO Bewear, and then Coco and Lele can can take out Cortana. It's Leaf Blade into Lele though, and the only scenario would be like Bewear protecting, Cortana being Scarf, critting Gyarados, and then they could win. But yeah, thanks to Flamethrower coming out here, getting the one shot here on Cortana. Interesting move choice on Zoe's part here, changing up what Shoma was using. But yeah, Dragon Dance Flamethrower in a metagame where Cortana is like so common. Definitely a cool tech. We're seeing Citrus Berry here, also something that Shoma yeah, used on his own team, but it makes a lot of sense here for those late game sweeps with Dragon Dance, though yeah, the way Zoe was using Gyarados, or well, the way I expect her to have used it was like not entirely to be used as the classic like Dragon Dance, and then Earthquake sweep set, of course, since she didn't have Earthquake, but instead she was abusing the fact that this team was already kind of known, and then like throwing off people with changing up some of the sets, like yeah, adding Coco over the Pheromosa, and then yeah, having moves like Flamethrower on the Gyarados or Haze on Drifblim. So yeah, check out her report and all that stuff in the description. Check out Osiris again and his channel, and also yeah, check out my Twitch later, as I will be streaming there in a couple of hours time from when this goes up. Yeah, I don't think there's any much more to say. Have a good time, have a good day wherever you are. See you guys soon, and bye. And also check out the QR code and play with the team yourself.